Hi, I'm Andrew Rich, and if you're like me, you look at the state of modern wrestling discourse and think, wow, what a cesspool. That's why I'm here to tell you about Music of the Mat Remix. That's right, your favorite wrestling music podcast is back with a new format, where I bring on a guest and we play songs related to wrestling-themed topics. It could be a wrestling reference, a wrestling concept, a wrestling pun, things of that nature. Now you might be saying, Andrew, that is a very, very tenuous connection to pro wrestling on a wrestling podcast network. Is this just an excuse to hang out with your friends and talk about music and ignore the rest of the wrestling landscape? Yes. Yes, it is. So listen to Music of the Mat Remix on the Voices of Wrestling Podcast Network, available on Apple, Spotify, or your podcast player of choice.
Most people don't realize how much their personal information is being bought and sold every day. Data brokers are making billions, pulling details about you from public records and the internet, and then packaging and selling it, usually without your consent. That's how your information lands in the hands of scammers, spammers, even stalkers. It's why you get endless robocalls and why ads seem to follow you everywhere. That's where Aura comes in. Aura actively removes your data from broker sites and keeps it off. They also instantly alert you if your information shows up in a breach or on the dark web. But Aura goes beyond data protection. With one app, you get a VPN, antivirus, password manager, spam call protection, dark web monitoring, and even up to $5 million in identity theft insurance, all backed by 24/7 US-based fraud support. Other companies might sell just credit monitoring or just a VPN. Aura gives you all of it, together, at the same price competitors charge for just one service. Start your free trial today at aura.com/remove. Protect yourself now at aura.com/remove.
This podcast is a member of the Voices of Wrestling Podcasting Network. Visit voicesofwrestling.com to hear the rest of our great podcasts, as well as show reviews, columns, opinions, and updates across the world of wrestling.
Dun 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 Super J-Cast! Damon McDonald, Joel Abraham, Scrumpy the Cat,
Yes.
Editor Dan. I went to the cinema, Damon. Can you guess what I watched?
It sounded like Mortal Kombat.
It's Mortal Kombat. Yeah,
Was it really?
Mortal Kombat too. Yeah. Now, funnily enough, the last grown-ups film that I watched at the cinema was Mortal Kombat 1 about 5 years ago. So I only go to the cinema to watch Mortal Kombat films.
Mortal Kombat, I guess.
Yeah, I was desperate to see this one because I heard the reviews were really good. So me and Maddie went out. The only screening we could get was at 10:30 at night.
Ooh.
So we like drove for about 40 minutes to a little seaside town and watched Mortal Kombat 2. It was fucking great. It was brilliant.
Great?
Yes, it's the best film I think that's ever been made. So
Come on, Joel.
it was amazing. Honestly, I loved it. And understandably, right? I'm a Mortal Kombat aficionado, so it was full of like little Easter eggs and stuff that's only Mortal Kombat hardcores will appreciate. But even so, Mally doesn't know anything about Mortal Kombat. She really enjoyed it as well. It's just a good, simple, fun film. And it's probably not out anymore. But if it comes out digitally, I think everyone who listens to this show must go and watch and buy Mortal Kombat 2 to ensure that they make a Mortal Kombat 3, because I like it and I should get everything that I like.
Right. Well, listen, I agree with that. Is it out in the US of A? Has it been released here? It
must have been.
And let me see. Mortal Kombat. Movie. I'm going to put it into. By the way, I'm in a real weird position. I'm like moving stuff around in my office. And the desk that I'm at. Okay, but yeah, on May 8th it was released. And it is in IMAX. So if I go see this thing, I would go see it in beautiful IMAX.
I wish I could have seen it in IMAX.
Well, listen, we're the United States. We need it.
Funny story. When I went to the
Yes.
cinema, so
Mhm.
we were ordering some refreshments, some popcorn and drinks, and
Of course.
the young man who was serving us behind the counter, he just got himself a bit muddled up. He like muddled up the order, and he apologized. He was like, "Sorry guys, I'm pretty tired. It's a late night for me. I don't finish till 12, and I'm off to London tomorrow." And so I just sort of side-eyed him for a bit, and I was like, "What are you going to London for?" And at that point, he clocked my Arsenal shirt. Of course, I've been wearing Arsenal memorabilia non-stop since we became
Sure.
Premier League champions, everyone. So I was wearing merchandise for the Premier League champions, Arsenal Football Club. And he looked at my Arsenal shirt, and then he sort of hesitated for a bit, and there was a bit of an awkward silence. And he said, I'm going for a football match for the other team in North London. I was like, oh, he's a Tottenham fan. And imagine the odds of that, of being in this little seaside town painted in Devon and meeting someone who's going to a Tottenham match. Now, that they were in a relegation battle, Damon. I don't know if you're following. There was a serious chance of them getting relegated, but they managed to stay up in the end. So,
I mean, by the hair of their chinny chin, mind you, right?
Yes.
West Ham is going down, right?
Very close. Yeah, fuck West Ham. See you later, losers.
Yep.
And yeah, I had a great time on the Sunday. I dragged Esther and Arthur. We went to Walkabout, which is like this kind of chain of Australian pubs where they've got like 1 million TV screens everywhere. So I was watching like all 10 Premier League games at once, because that's the one thing they do on the last day of the season. All the teams have to play at the same time. So like I'm like fucking RoboCop, like scanning anytime there's action going on. I'm just like, what's going on over here? Oh, what's going on at the Spurs game? What's going on in the West Ham game? And then got to see all the trophy celebrations at the end, and that was brilliant. And Esther and Arthur loved that. They were singing all the Arsenal songs with me. They can't stop singing them now.
Nice.
They're annoying my wife. we went to IKEA today, and they just, because of the Sweden flags, they were singing a song about one of the Swedish Arsenal players. And yeah, we had a lovely time. Went out to celebrate. Had a lovely bit of seafood at Rockfish Restaurant. Had a delicious ray wing. You ever had ray wing, Damon?
No, I don't believe I have.
Had some oysters.
I've had them.
It was great. I've just been celebrating all week. It's been one non-stop party.
And you deserve to. Yes.
Yeah. And with a big one on Saturday. Got the Champions League final to look forward to.
I mean, how you feeling about him?
Good. I mean, I know we're playing against probably the best team in the world in Paris Saint-Germain. Like, they are elite. And because they play in a Farmers League, basically they've been resting their players for the entire season. So they're going to be like fully fresh and ready to go. So we're up against it. We're not the favourites, but I've just got a good feeling about it. I don't know. It just feels like our time. I think we're going to do them.
Got to play the game, man. You got to play the game. And I think that might come back to haunt them in the sense of a little rust. We've seen it. I've seen it with the NHL playoffs, where teams, they get past the first round rather easily, and they're just sitting home, fucking playing with their dicks. They're not in game situations, and they come out in the next series, first game, and they shit the bed.
Funniest thing, one of their, arguably their best player, their striker, Ousmane Dembélé, he won the award for the Ligue 1. That's like the French football league, the Ligue 1 player of the season. Mm-hmm. He's only played about 10 games. He's been rested for most of the fucking season. They still gave him the player of the season award.
Is he that dominant?
Hilarious. Well, no, it's just bent. The whole league is bent. Like the PSG are owned by like Qatari billionaires. Like, it's another one of these oil nation state clubs. So they basically control the league, like to the extent that they get other teams in France to switch their games around with Paris to make sure they have more rest for the Champions League games. Okay. And if any English team tried to do that, if they say, "Oh, can we like move one of our games around so we can have a rest for Europe?" they just tell them to get fucked. Yeah. So, but in France, it just happens. They're like, yeah, of course, yeah. Well, just let us know when you want to play the game, and we'll just roll over and have our tummies tickled.
Well, listen, they're used to that, Joel. Sorry. Sorry. You knew it was going there. Come on, people. It's a joke. Come on. I tell you, I feel good. I think you got a really good shot. I think you're underselling the shot that you got. I think you're looking at 2 trophies, my friend. Two of them. What was I going to say? I was going to say something, but I forget. Oh well. Alzheimer's. Hello, my old friend. I love it. I love how I just have these fucking thoughts, and in seconds they just fizzle away. Maybe it'll come back tomorrow. Okay. Yeah.
Save that for next week's podcast.
Seriously. No, it's in the middle of the night. I'll be like, that was what it was.
You text me.
Trust me, it's not that far from the truth. What the fuck? Now I'm really like, what the fuck was I going to say? I don't know, man. I hate this. It happens. I can't say it happens a lot, but it happens enough where I'm like, boy, oh boy, should I get this fucking checked?
It's happened to me a lot since I became a parent.
Really?
Yeah. The main one for me is walking into a room and not knowing what I went in there for.
Oh, yeah.
Or going into a room to get something and then leaving the room.
Yep.
And then going back upstairs or to another area and being like, I didn't get the thing that I was supposed to go in there for.
Right.
That's me all the fucking time. I never used to do that.
Yeah, I definitely do that.
What?
I do that with doors and locks too. Like I will be like, did I lock the front door? All right, let me go check. Boom. Probably 20 seconds later, did I check the fucking front? Do you ever do it where it's like you're brushing your teeth and you're like, did I brush my teeth? And then you do it again and you wind up brushing your teeth like 3 times. Done that?
Yeah, I end up brushing my teeth for ages. And Mally's like, staring at me like, wow, how long are you brushing your fucking teeth for? Because I just start thinking about something else and and I'll realise I've been brushing the same area of teeth for about 8 minutes.
Do you ever do that in the shower where you're like, did I wash my arms? And then you just wind up doing it again. I do it all the time. Like you just because as you said, and I use this to this day. Oh, I know what I was going to say. Just remind me, Mackie.
Yeah, fuck you, Mackie.
Yeah.
Fuck on that.
Yeah, well, I had to put
15 charges incoming. You guys getting a 60-point deduction. You're getting relegated.
Yeah.
Shit.
Well, again, he's not really a fan. So I had to put him in this fucking place where...
Zuchka Okada, fuck you. Eat shit.
Eat shit. Did you see him with the Yankees? I was like, of course. Of course he was. Anyhow, he goes, he was like... Because my friend, his college roommate back in the day, is a big Arsenal guy. So we were talking about him, this guy Doug. And then he had to chime in with his Manchester City shit. And I'm like, dude, look, like they fucking buy, I kind of regurgitated what you said a little bit. And then he was like, yeah, man, but Arsenal spent more money on players. I was like, maybe bad contracts.
Wrong. False.
And wrong too? Okay, good. But basically I said, Mackie, shut the fuck up. You're not even a real fan. Just shut the fuck up.
Okay, like transfer fees, that's one thing, right? City have still outspent us. With Guardiola's rate, it's like almost double what Arteta spent. But the key metric we need to be looking at is wages, right? And in terms of player wages, the amount Man City spend on their squad absolutely dwarfs what everyone else is spending. So there is no leg to stand on when it comes to those kind of conversations.
Again, I wouldn't even waste a thought. Like, it's fraudulent, the fact that he would eat. Like, it's again, he's just...
And now Pep Guardiola's gone, the bald fraud.
Yeah. Well, I saw Noel.
2 seasons in a row by Mikel Arteta, and he can't handle the heat, and he's off with his tail between his legs, a rat jumping off the sinking ship. Bye.
I tell you what, did you get a feeling? Because I watched a little bit of it, because again, Noel was there, blah, blah, blah. I felt like he was going to prison. You know what I mean? There's serious. It felt like there were like serious. Like it felt like a party you would have for a guy that you knew who's going to do some jail time. That's exactly what it felt like. Like what the fuck? You know, it's like
good fellas.
Yeah, right. All right, now take me to prison. Yeah, it's really what it felt like. I was like, God, damn, is this guy going to the fucking chair? What's happening here? Yeah, whatever. You're the champ, and you're going to be a double dipper. So enjoy. So that was my only thing. I was just like, Maggie, what are you talking about? Like, you're not even a real fan. Just stop
Sit
it.
this one out.
Sit it all out. Like, and here's the thing too: you don't have to pick a fucking team. You don't have to. Why do you have to pick a team for every fucking league under the sun? You got a big fucking WNBA team you follow, Mac? You got a big I don't know, Bundesliga. Yeah, come on. Why is this turned into me railing on my friend? Why is this happening? All right, whatever. Yep. All right. Take us where we need to go. Take us where we need to go. Oh, by the way, right now it's 4:20. Joel, you want to smoke a doob, man?
Marijuana. Yes. Smoking a spliff. Ooh, let's get high.
Yeah, man. Let's hit the bong or something. Were you a weed guy in school?
From the age of about 18 to 19. Yeah.
About 20 minutes. I never
in Amsterdam once.
Yeah, I bet that was fun.
Don't remember much of it, to be honest.
Getting high, banging hooas. I don't know about all that. I don't smoke, period.
I did not solicit any sex workers.
All right.
Not that there's anything wrong with it. It's just it wasn't. I
didn't have enough money.
I was there for football the time. We went for the Amsterdam tournament.
Oh, okay. I don't know if that would be a thing I would. Although, correct me if I'm wrong. It is regulated in the sense of they get tested, and so you're not going to catch any fucking crazy disease, would you?
What, the Amsterdam tournament? Yeah.
Well, maybe there. You probably better chance of catching something there than at a brothel. Ever fuck a whore?
My enduring memory from the Amsterdam tournament is for the whole holiday. This is the highlight. The atmosphere, because these were pre-season friendly, so the atmosphere is pretty dead. And there was one player, an Ajax player called Robbie Emanuelson, and we just found his name really funny, Irby. Yeah. I don't know why. URBY. I just thought that was hilarious. So the whole match in like a silent stadium, there's just us loudmouths in the corner just shouting, Irby! For 90 minutes just screaming this guy's name.
God. Imagine sitting next to you animals. You're like, you shut up. Shut up. You know, Cheryl got into this a little bit. She's like, why do they sing all the time? I was like, this is just what they do. She's like, God, it's got to be annoying sitting next to all that. And I was like, well, not if you're in it, and everybody's doing it. It's part of the thing.
Yeah, I say you have to be a supporter, not a spectator. You got to go and make some noise for the team.
I know. Can I ask you this? How does everybody know the songs? Like, are they like A, who comes up with the new songs? Like, are you just doing the same fucking songs you've done for 50 years? And who comes up with the songs? And then how do you learn the songs?
I don't know. They just sort of appear.
What do you mean they just appear? How did they appear in a stadium that holds 80,000 people?
Well, I think they get workshopped on various platforms. Like they might appear on Twitter, pre-season friendlies and stuff. They'll get tried out on the concourse or friendly games, things like that, and then they just snowball from there.
Okay, I want to meet the guys who create the songs that don't catch on, and like them and maybe like one of their friends are the only ones singing it, and everybody's like, that's a shitty one. That's a terrible one. Like, and how many times you have to listen to it? You're like, all right, what's this song? I know the song. Oh, it's Sweet Caroline. Okay, great. Okay, that's okay. Like, I'm kind of fascinated by the logistics of it. Like, how do they start? How do they catch on? I mean, they're not the hardest of songs, but I'm very curious of how that manifests itself. How does it catch on?
Maybe we should try and write one for next season.
I could just picture somebody like in their room, like, oh no, they're like writing the lyrics.
The next player that Arsenal sign, we will be straight on it, and we'll try and workshop it with the Super J Cast. And just come up with something and just do whatever it takes to get it out there.
I would be like, if I heard anyone singing, I would be thrilled. But imagine if it really caught on and like Like it's a real thing. That'd be hilarious. Like they got to be proud too. Like the person who wrote whatever song, it's like,
I came up with that one.
yeah, it'd be like, that's me. I can't, yeah, that's me. Yeah. All right. Listen, I love it. We don't really have that. Oh, by the way, we do have IKEA in the U.S. What was the point of the IKEA part? I know we're looping back.
I went to IKEA today, and
Okay.
It was nice. We all enjoyed some lovely Swedish meatballs.
There is something about fucking IKEA, and it's not. It's cheap, the food, right? But there is something like I don't know.
I'll know what it is. Though. It's the fact that you get an hour's free supervised childcare.
True.
So you can dump your kids there for an hour, and I'm like, they're gone now. What do we do?
Yeah, in the plastic ball pit of piss and plastic. Maybe the food tastes better because of the smell of pressed wood that permeates in IKEA. I don't know. There is something, but we always do. We always wind up getting something there. Do you have the soft serve ice cream?
Yes, yeah. So there's like the main restaurant bit where they do like the proper food, and again, I like the meatballs that served with like mash and that creamy gravy and lingonberry jam.
Yes,
and also the smoked salmon with that lovely kind of creamy dill sauce is delicious. And then there's like the cafe bit downstairs, which is hot dogs and milkshakes and soft serve ice cream. And yeah,
are you buzzing? You're buzzing, right? Can you hear that? Do you hear it? No, now I don't hear it.
No, okay.
Now I hear it. Now I don't. Now I do. Now I do. Now I do. Now I do. Now I don't.
I'm not hearing any buzzing.
Really?
Still hearing it?
No. I just want to make sure it's not bleeding through. Not that we would be able to do fuck all about it, but yeah. All right. I won't eat salmon there. That's for sure. I don't know. There's something about eating fish in a fucking furniture store that. You know what I mean? Like I don't think IKEA has their own fishmonger. Giving us the choicest cut of salmon. To be quite honest with you. But the soft serve ice cream is okay, and the meatballs. I don't know what it is about the fucking meatballs, but they're really good. All right, there's IKEA talk. But I tell you what, we have one probably 10 minutes from my house, right over the bridge in Philly, and right near the former ECW 2300 arena. It's like right down the street from it. So just a fun fact for those of you that need to know anything about Philadelphia logistics. Thank you.
More of that next week. Okay, let's get on to the big news, which is the sale of New Japan Pro Wrestling. So Bushiroad sold all of their shares of New Japan, and about 2/3 of them were picked up by CyberAgent, and about a third of them picked up by TV Asahi. So now it stands at about 46% each between TV Asahi and CyberAgent. Now we're trying to organize some interviews with people who know more about this than we do.
Yes.
So we're going to just sort of try and bumble our way through as best we can. But here's my understanding of it, right? So TV Asahi, that's like your terrestrial TV channel. And CyberAgent is digital TV, right? That's streaming, isn't it?
I believe so.
CyberAgent.
Okay, but I'll stop you there. But doesn't Asahi, and I will fucking ruin that to the day I die because I just something in my brain.
Asahi Moonsault, yeah.
Asahi Moonsault. They do streaming as well, and they have, But yes, okay. Your basic point. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so CyberAgent run or operate Abema, which is a very popular Japanese video streaming service. It's like a sort of classic TV network, but entirely over the internet. It's like this big hybrid internet TV platform in Japan, which got a wide range of. There's some like free ad supported stuff. There's some premium subscription stuff like anime, news, dramas, live sports, stuff like that. And they've got a subsidiary called Cyber Fight, which operates Pro Wrestling Noah, DDT, and Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling. But New Japan Pro Wrestling will still be a subsidiary of TV Asahi.
Right.
So Abema is, I'm looking at an infographic here. Abema is a a joint venture between TV Asahi and CyberAgent. But New Japan Pro Wrestling is firmly listed here as a subsidiary of TV Asahi, but with investment coming from the CyberAgent group.
Yeah. Okay.
So there's quite a lot to unpick here. And I want to get this right? We're not going for any sensationalism here. I don't really know where to start with this one because there's so much going on about it. What were your sort of initial thoughts seeing this news go down?
Yeah. Well, first and foremost, anytime, at least for me anyway, that you see some entity got acquired, my first thought is, okay, when there's change, there's going to be change. Whether that means whatever that might look like, right? Whenever new people come in, a lot of times there is that we want to bring in our people, or we want to cut costs, or find out where there might be a little pork and cut the fat. And so that was really kind of the first, initial first thought of, oh, okay. Probably you would expect some of that to happen. But after that, the first, okay, how is this going to impact the world of New Japan Pro Wrestling? And that's what I thought of, world, and how the possibilities are vast in expanding the library, because as I explained to Joel, a metric fuck ton of content, like their weekly TV shows, and all throughout the 80s, all throughout the 90s, really great stuff is not on the network. New Japan Pro Wrestling doesn't own the rights. It's TV Asahi Moonsault. So that to me feels like, okay, that's a no-brainer. They just need to hire people. I'd be more than happy to be one of those people to watch footage and digitalize it and do whatever it needs to do to be uploaded to whatever servers need to be uploaded to.
Yeah, it solves a lot of rights issues, doesn't it? Rather than having companies having to ask other companies for permission to do stuff, even just sort of streamline things like, selling TV production, even like booking interference, things like that. So previously we had situations where these companies and people trying to run New Japan Pro Wrestling having to ask Bushiroad, ask Kidani for permission to do stuff. So that's off the table for now.
Well, yes and no, because you mentioned all the subsidiaries and parent company and this and that. I'm very curious as to how this does flesh itself out. What with all the names of all the companies, it feels like there's possibly even more checks and balances. Who knows? Is this a situation where, I can't sit here and say that Bushiroad was this hands-on company. In many cases, it felt like they forgot they even owned a fucking pro wrestling company until when the financial statements came out each quarter.
Depends who you ask. I mean, there's plenty of people who've gone on record saying Kidani often stuck his oar in and was getting involved in things he shouldn't have been getting involved in.
Yeah,
I say that's one of the biggest things that I think a lot of people, I say particularly on the wrestling side of the company, are celebrating the fact that Kidani's no longer involved.
Correct. Now, again, there was one person whose responsibility, to be in charge of the wrestling operation, was him. But again, how many times have we bitched, moaned, complained about the simplest things just not feeling like they even remotely got done? So while he was pretty notorious for sticking his nose in where it probably didn't belong, the other side of the coin is also true in the sense of, again, aside from him, it felt like the buck didn't stop with him, and there was, it was even higher to get things that you would think a modern pro wrestling company needed and needs to get done. Now,
it felt like they weren't really keen on investing that much money.
No,
in Japan Pro Wrestling, and I mean, there's also an element of plenty of times where you could tell that initiative or a title or an idea or something pops up in New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Oh, fizzles.
Tell it's come from Kidani because Gedo or whoever's in charge of the New Japan actual day-to-day booking of it, there's like malicious compliance,
right?
And it's just fucking horrendous, and it's just done in such a deliberately shitty way that it looks like they're deliberately trying to sabotage it. So there's that element of it, but there's also the fact, we were asking the question, well, why would Bushiroad sell New Japan Pro Wrestling and not Stardom? Like, they joined them together and then decoupled them, and Stardom was stuck with Bushiroad. So Bushiroad, Stardom more fits with Bushiroad and what Bushiroad do, and like the mobile games and the cards and all of that shit. Stardom is a lot more profitable for them than New Japan Pro Wrestling. I think New Japan barely turned a profit, so it seems like just an ideal time for them to sell off the back of a really successful Wrestle Kingdom. Yeah. I reckon after that they're thinking, right, this is the perfect time. The value of it's probably the highest it's going to be for a while. Let's just get rid of it now and focus on Stardom.
Yeah. Do you think there's a lot of suits in the corporate boardrooms of these companies that are like, well, the crowd pop, figure was, due to a guy retiring, right? Like, I don't think anybody's bringing that up in the boardroom. They're seeing the profit and loss statements and they're like, wow, we can sell this at a peak. And we have a buyer, and okay, let's get the fuck out of Dodge. Now, I will say this, though. As much as we will, kind of shit on the idea of Bushiroad, they did, and they were at the helm during arguably there was a moment in time where we actually thought that we could compete with and be on the level of at least a secondary promotion in the United States. Like, there were moments where it's like, oh, this is happening. And again, we all know the fumbles that have occurred, but when they took over, New Japan wasn't necessarily this thriving enterprise.
And who did they buy it from? Was it Ukes?
I think that was it. Yeah, I think that was it.
Like, Ukes were in charge for like some of the absolute darkest days for this company. So whilst Kidani's a bit of a boob, and people can have their complaints about Bushiroad's running of the company, we do have to give them their flowers for being
absolutely
instrumental in some of the best years of the company.
Yeah. I mean, and again, you could sit there and say, well, it wasn't really them. It was more creative booking. And we had arguably one of the greatest talent rosters of all time. I mean, that played into it as well. There was a lot of right place, right time kind of things going on. But you still needed the financial wherewithal to get the ball rolling and get things moving and greased up and all of that. So, yeah, I mean, the good news is that we're talking.
He's fucked now. That's the good news.
That's also
never going to get pushed again.
Right, you're done. We are talking about two companies that have experience dealing with pro wrestling. One for many, many years, whether it be just broadcast partner or what have you. They at least understand to a certain degree the product that they're getting. We talked about first thoughts and first reactions. My other reaction would be, boy, there are a lot of Japanese pro wrestling companies that are under this umbrella. And I know that they say, well, we're going to keep New Japan Pro Wrestling separate. Are they?
We're worried about a bit of a monopoly here. Is that what you mean?
Not only a monopoly, but I feel like each promotion has its own vibe. and its own, All Japan is All Japan, and DDT is DDT, and Noah is Noah, and the fans support what they want, and to have that muddled and bleeding into the other. Again, there's nothing wrong with partnerships. There's nothing wrong with exchanging of talent. There's nothing wrong with all of that. And again, I truly believe that especially when it comes to all those Japanese promotions, that let's be honest here, some of them are living day to day. They're living paycheck to paycheck. And when we close down venues that support pro wrestling, that makes things even harder, right? So now we have these conglomerates that are, that have their hand in the top 5, 6 promotions in the country. That's not worrisome. That's not a little like they now you could say you could also argue that, hey, you know what, that takes care of the idea that anyone outside of Japan is going to mosey on in and be like, okay, let me write a check and now they're mine. It might protect those companies of that, but in the same breath, it's one conglomerate that's supporting all these companies.
Are we talking the CyberAgent?
CyberAgent involvement? Yep, absolutely.
This is my understanding of it is that CyberAgent, the TV Asahi picking up more shares, like that didn't surprise anyone, but the CyberAgent stuff blindsided a lot of people. They were quite shocked by that. But
we didn't know.
The backdrop of this is that CyberAgent and Abema, this platform that they operate, has been running the WWE broadcast deal in Japan, but I believe that's going to be taken over by Netflix in like around October. So Netflix, I think, have just swallowed up international streaming rights for WWE. So basically,
AEW too. Well, whatever.
Well, we'll come on to that. That's a separate thing. But basically, Abema have lost the rights to WWE, so they got a hole in their pocket, right? Or money burning a hole in their pocket. They've obviously, got money that they had been spending on WWE rights that they're no longer spending on WWE rights, and also a gap in their content field, their platform. So I think if you look at it from that point of view, maybe it was just simply a case of, oh, well, we don't have WWE anymore. Let's use this money and get a bit of New Japan to fill that gap.
Possibly. I mean, overall, pro wrestling traditionally is cheaper programming, right? I don't know how popular WWE is on those networks. Like, I don't know what kind of ratings they draw, what kind of fan base, what kind of numbers they pull in. But yeah, I mean, absolutely a possibility. I don't know. I feel good in the sense that it feels anyway that these are two stable companies that have their hand in it. So there are possibilities with technology and broadcast, and
that's it. It's the distribution that I think is going to be the possible biggest advantage to New Japan here. So I'm thinking more big shows on primetime TV, things like G1 finals on being on terrestrial TV, stuff like that, and also possibly better production. CyberAgent being able to use more of their resources to make New Japan look a bit more polished, a bit more professional. Maybe I don't know what this means for New Japan World. I would assume that given that New Japan is now officially a subsidiary of TV Asahi, that New Japan World still continues to exist. I don't think it will be subsumed into Abema, but maybe I think there'll be some New Japan World with Abema, but maybe CyberAgent can put in a bit of guidance, help tidy up, polish New Japan World a bit and make it a bit less shitty to use. I don't know, but I say though, and also the investment. Obviously, I understand Bushiroad, given the current economic situation in Japan, not wanting to pump a huge amount of money into New Japan Pro Wrestling, but I'm just looking at little things like having these big shows on primetime TV. So Wrestle Kingdom was on TV, Dominion, there's going to be a chunk of that's on primetime TV. And these contracts, like wrestlers being offered 3-year contracts instead of 1-year contracts, I can't help but think these things are linked. So if it means just a bit more money on the table to secure wrestlers' short-term futures, like, that could be an improvement as well. And I've reached out to a few people on both sides, both wrestlers and non-wrestlers, and as you mentioned, Damon, right, the non-wrestling, there's a bit of apprehension there because you never know what's going to happen with big mergers and takeovers like this. Obviously, people are going to be fearing that they're going to be made redundant, and that's real. That's absolutely a possibility. We won't know more until, I'd say, next week at the earliest. But from the wrestler side, the wrestlers are pretty excited about this because I think for the reasons that I've laid out, there's going to be hopefully a bit more money on the table for securing the short to medium term futures of the talent they've already got, and maybe perhaps investing in outside talent as well, whether that's signing new people or bringing over guys like Will Ospreay for more dates, or tempting but get more, I don't know, Jay White to come over for tours or things like that. Those sort of instances where money was the sticking point, or getting bigger names to be in the G1 and things like that, I think there's reason to be optimistic there.
There are, yep, and I would agree. And it might, and again, I don't know, but from all indicators that we have been privy to, there was definitely a tightening of the belt, if you will, when it came to Bushiroad and spending. Now, maybe hindsight is 20/20 here, but maybe that was because they wanted to sell and they were looking for buyers and they wanted to tighten up everything to make it look as financially profitable as possible. So, yes, is that on the table of talent and contracts and maybe a little bit more money being thrown around? Yes. But it also...
And also think about sorry to interrupt, but all those people who might have left New Japan because they hated Kidani might think, oh, he's gone. Maybe we'll come back now.
Again, I think that also is on the table. Yes. My fear, and not to be doomsday, but my fear is that we're giving all the possibilities of the positives, but there's nothing that has been written in stone or any type of plan that we are privy to that is any indication that they will be doing any of this, right? These are all things that again, if we had Santa's wish list, we would say, yes, broadcast improvements and the idea of getting footage that, wasn't available to us, and, signing people and having an infrastructure and TV, these are all things that if you were to buy a pro wrestling company, these are the things that you would think that they would be a priority. Again, is pro wrestling a priority still? That I need. It's great that they bought it, right? Okay, wonderful. But once again, is pro wrestling going to be a priority? You would hope and think that yes, it will. Or it might be a situation where, okay, we got this, but we're still concerned with the other 90% of our business model that investors and our companies find to be the more important value. And we've seen that throughout the years, especially when it comes to companies owning a pro wrestling company. So you're looking for breadcrumbs. Like, we're all looking for breadcrumbs to find the positive. And week by week, and you'll see that, the proof is going to be in the pudding, Joel. Unfortunately, we don't know. We're assuming. And I'll be honest with you too. I don't think they know right now. I don't think they have a 2-year plan mapped out or a 5-year plan mapped out yet. But here's what it does. It gives you the opportunity to give all the scenarios that we just gave, right? Because it feels like a fresh start, and it feels like fresh blood, and it feels like at least people know what pro wrestling is, let alone it can be. Now again, if they hire some fucking boob to be the head of this and oversee the connection between the pro wrestling company and the main companies, there's no guarantee that Kadani 2 rolls in and he's just a fucking boob, and we're dealing with the same bullshit that many people have dealt with for years. We don't know. There's nothing wrong with being optimistic, but we don't know right now.
Oh wait, no, they've announced the name of the person in charge.
Oh, they did.
It's Michael Craven. No, it's not really. It's not. It's a shame. That's...
Wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't that be something? We're going to have to get Dan to bodyguard us to go to fucking shows at that point. I need Dan, the muscle. You know what? I would love to have a conversation with Michael Craven. I really would. Because again, we're not mean-spirited people. Are we? Are we mean-spirited people? Maybe. But yeah, listen. Bygones be bygones. Bygones be bygones. But yeah, I'd be curious to see who that person might be. Can I throw a name into the hat? How about Joe L. Abraham? I mean, seriously.
I've signed a non-disclosure agreement. I can't.
Oh, is that right? Okay, good.
One thing I did want to talk about is the relationship with Stardom. So obviously Stardom is remaining part of Bushiroad, and I've suggested some reasons why that might be the case. But Taro Okada has said the partnership between Stardom and New Japan is going to continue. So stuff like IWGP Women's Title, all that stuff, we're not expecting that to change, even though they operate by different companies at this point. But that that's a sort of synergy and a cross-promotional thing that I think benefits both. So honestly, the more I look and read and think about this, it does just sort of seem like business as usual at this point. I'm not expecting any drastic changes in the short term, at least. Like again, like the main thing I'm looking at is possibly more eyeballs. Like even crap Noah shows on a Beamer do like 100K plus. So if this can somehow be used to benefit distribution in New Japan and get more eyeballs on the product, then more's the better, really. So the other thing to consider here is AEW relationship, and again, I don't expect that to change at all, because that relationship is down to the people. This is stuff like the people who talk to each other, Tony Khan and Tanahashi and Rocky Romero and Gedo. Like that is at the heart of what the New Japan and AEW working relationship is. So I'm not expecting that to be affected. Although, perhaps unfortunate timing, there was an announcement today that they're no longer going to be showing any of the AEW programming on New Japan World. And I don't believe that this is connected to Bushiroad selling their shares. There's the launch of a
Paramount
digital platform, My AEW.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
got that right. So that's going to be where Japanese fans would have to go if they want to watch AEW programming. But it's just another added wrinkle to that. The collaboration between promotions, not just Stardom and AEW, but does this affect relationship with like CMLL or RevPro or other companies like that? So there's still quite a lot of moving parts to this.
I mean, listen, the first thing I think of are 3 letters, PWT. I mean, I don't know. Is that what it is? Or is it XWT?
I thought you meant Pro Wrestling Tees.
Oh, no.
That was a gag about
No. I mean, listen, if you can't find, you can't find your shows, you got to, where are you going to go?
My ratio is
a little low.
The edge.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what that means. I don't know what ratio means. I don't know what that means.
I don't know what XWT is. So
no. Let me see what let me see if I can find what ratio means for me.
I imagine. No, we're talking about pornography again.
Yeah. 1.166. 1.166. So I'm good.
Wow, that is extremely healthy decimal there. Again, I
Thank
don't know
you.
what you're talking about, but that's good.
No idea.
That's
Yeah.
a good number. I like that number. I don't know what the significance of it is, but that's good, and I'm envious because
Right. I just see it.
if
I don't know.
was- no, that's just you're just talking absolute nonsense.
Nonsense. Just jibber jabber.
If I were to retort to you with another just nonsense decimal plucked out of thin air, then 0.703.
Well, I think
It's not so healthy.
mine's more healthy. Well, I will say this: my number is a classic number, and the regular number, let's see, is let's see. I gotta. It says it. I don't know. Never mind. I don't know. Probably about the same though, because I can't find a way to dance around it, and I don't feel like logging in. All right. Yes. So just saying, it's numbers are numbers. Numbers are numbers.
The numbers are numbering.
Oh, I got a seed in my mouth. I'm eating this watermelon. I got this seed in my back of my mouth. Yeah. Okay. Got the seed.
Free leech. Free
the
leech.
leech. Free the leech.
That needs freeing.
Freedom. Yeah.
A little leech prison. Free leech, everybody.
Yeah, free leech. We're very politically motivated on this show. Free leech. Free leech.
Most people don't realize how much their personal information is being bought and sold every day. Data brokers are making billions, pulling details about you from public records and the internet, and then packaging and selling it, usually without your consent. That's how your information lands in the hands of scammers, spammers, even stalkers. It's why you get endless robocalls and why ads seem to follow you everywhere. That's where Aura comes in. Aura actively removes your data from broker sites and keeps it off. They also instantly alert you if your information shows up in a breach or on the dark web. But Aura goes beyond data protection. With one app, you get a VPN, antivirus, password manager, spam call protection, dark web monitoring, and even up to $5 million in identity theft insurance. All backed by 24/7 US-based fraud support. Other companies might sell just credit monitoring or just a VPN. Aura gives you all of it, together, at the same price competitors charge for just one service. Start your free trial today at aura.com/remove. Protect yourself now at aura.com/remove.
Right, questions about this deal then. So let's, we've got Antonio. Antonio's back.
Oh!
Hey, it's me, Antonio. Remember when you and Damon...
What?
Hey, it's me, Antonio. Remember when you and Damon burst off my thoughts when Bushiroad was never gonna sell NJPW? Well, it happened. So my thoughts on this joint acquisition by TV Asahi and CA is going to be merger between NJPW World and Wrestle Universe, is going to Netflix. Oh no! See, this is the thing. What Antonio does, he posts multiple tweets,
Thoughts,
multiple thoughts, but he never does them in a thread. He just all posts them as like separate replies. So it's like a little jigsaw puzzle. I've got to try and piece them together into one coherent. We're doing a lot of heavy lifting there. Question here. So it's going to be merger between NJPW World and Wrestle Universe, similar to Paramount Plus and HBO Max, like the WBD Paramount Skydance merger. Right. What's going to happen with NJ World TV and IWGP Women's titles? And yes, will with IWGP IC title return too? What it will with Stardom 2? Is there plans to eventually include Stardom? And also, will TV Asahi be more flexible with the whole copyright strike on GIFs and YT channels, given this whole digital expansion thing, or everything is going to stay the same as always? And is AEW going to be affected by this merger too, given that CA has WWE in a beamer, which in now is going to Netflix later this year? How's this going to affect both WWE and AEW themselves, and can help resurge NJPW from the bad 2020s years after AEW creation? Thoughts on my full question? I think we
four questions,
most of those points.
I mean, I'm surprised you didn't bring in the Strait of Hormuz. What do I think of?
The only thing that I don't think we talked about is possible merger between New Japan World and Wrestle Universe. Again, I don't think that will happen because, like I said, New Japan World subsidiary of TV Asahi, and if that is to be believed at face value, then there'll be no reason for TV Asahi to merge it with Wrestle Universe. Right. So Wrestle Universe, that's the thing that Cyberfight run, which is I believe where you can watch Noah and DDT and Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling. I believe. Again, I've not used it. I'm talking from a position of ignorance here, but I don't think it would make sense for TV Asahi to be like, oh yeah, sure, let's get rid of New Japan World and put it on CyberAgent platform. I think if I had to make a prediction, I think New Japan World will still exist and be the primary place where you do get to watch New Japan Pro Wrestling, but maybe kind of spruced up a bit. But
correct me if I'm wrong. Doesn't New Japan World, isn't that mostly owned and operated by TV?
Yes,
right.
Asahi,
yeah. So
I don't see that changing. I don't see why TV Asahi would just let that all move to
right. The infrastructure is there; it's just got to be improved upon. Yeah,
right.
I will say this, Antonio. I don't recall ever hand waving you on that statement of would Bushiroad ever sell. If you can produce that audio, I will offer you a formal apology here on the podcast. But until that time, I don't think you're accurate. I don't think we ever shit on you on that one. Because again, honestly, we would probably be the last to know, just like right now, because there are people in the company that were like, oh, that's a shock to us. Holy shit. Looks, and they're tugging on their collar like, do I need to, update my fucking resume? What else was in that?
I think we
No. There's one more thing I needed to address, Joel.
David McDonald addresses his enemies.
Not my enemy. I love Antonio. Can you just rattle off a couple more of those fucking questions, or you don't give a fuck?
No, moving on.
Right.
Daryl says, what do we know about CyberAgent? How do we think that this new ownership will affect the talent retention and acquisition moving forward? So, yeah, I've already given my thoughts on that. I think, I'm being optimistic here, and I think there's going to be a bit more money to play with for contract extensions and also talent acquisition, whether that is bringing in people for short-term runs or hiring people long-term, like signing people from other promotions. Because it says on this infographic, I was going by the infographic here, that there is investment from CyberAgent. And they got a lot of money, CyberAgent. This is like a big company. So Adam says, what do you think is the possibility of more Noah crossover New Japan shows now? Yeah, I suppose that increases the likelihood of that happening. Also, DDT.
More involvement in tournaments, I think, is a safe guesstimate.
Well, that's been happening anyway, though, hasn't it? I mean,
right.
As long as it benefits New Japan, like if they see the value in it, then it will continue to happen. Because I know, right, there's this deal's happened, and now CyberAgent own 46% of New Japan Pro Wrestling, but New Japan Pro Wrestling, there's still the big dog here when it comes to Japanese wrestling promotion. So, I would say that will just, again, business as usual. If there are talented Noah wrestlers that New Japan want to have on a G1 Climax or a Best of the Super Juniors, then I guess that will continue to happen. And the same with the crossover DDT shows, all the silly little shows that they have with Yano and Super Sasanango Machine and all that crap, that will continue as well. I don't think this is like some great big barrier breaking down. That means there can be, prior to this, these companies couldn't work together. They were working together, and I think they'll continue to work together. Do I think it will happen with any more frequency? I think that purely depends on how good that promotion is, right? If Noah is good and their wrestlers are good, then I'd say there's more likelihood of it happening. I don't know. I need to speak to Paul from Emerald Flow Show to get his thoughts on that.
Let's go. Imagine the synergy between the Voices of Wrestling podcast network. Boy, means I have to actually talk to other people. Oh, please. No, I'm not doing that.
Another question.
Okay,
Bo
sure.
Says, I watched the excellent Wato versus Fujita match last night, and it looked like it had been filmed underwater. Do you reckon we'll get some production and camera improvements? Yeah, that's the one thing I'm hoping for. Again, a big company like CyberAgent and the production of their properties, like you watch a big Noah show, it looks really good. It looks really professional. So hopefully some of that comes over to New Japan. We've had little improvements like bringing the lighting rig on the G1 tour. Maybe can we bring the lighting rig for Best of the Super Juniors? Is that worth it? I don't know. Might be something worth thinking about. Storytelling Hispanic says, I believe CyberAgent might actually sell Cyberfight now as it's lost a lot of money. What do you think? Again, I can't really comment on that. I'm not sure how that affects New Japan, and I don't know who would they sell it to. Who would?
Right. Who's buying? Yeah. Well, we kind of said that in the sense with Bushiroad too, like who's buying, but okay. Yeah, I'd be curious. Do you think this is a net overall, Joel? Do you think this is a net positive, or is the jury still out?
I'm erring on the side of net positive. Yes, I think better resources, better distribution, less politics, less political friction.
You got two companies instead of one, Joel.
I think CyberAgent will be a better partner than Bushiroad. Not to say Bushiroad was a bad partner, but CyberAgent's got more money. That's all it's coming down to for me. Or at least seem willing to invest money in their products.
I'd like the name CyberAgent. I feel like we're badass for some reason.
There used to be a really good TV. I say really good. It might have been crap. In the UK, it was like early 90s. You know when like virtual reality started to become a thing, like polygon, 3D graphics and stuff.
Sure.
Called the Cyber Zone. It was presented by Craig Charles, and you get teams going into like virtual reality and having these really like blocky polygonal models trying to do challenges and tasks and stuff, and the contestants would be like running on treadmills to make them just do like the most mundane things, and it was so like glitchy and slow and clunky. It was absolutely horrendous.
Off the floor.
I remember watching that thinking, holy shit, this is amazing. I can't believe it. This is the future. Everyone should go and watch the Cyber Zone. Look it up on YouTube. It's great.
Okay, I definitely will. Reminds me of remember when you were blown away by like, PlayStation 2 games, or what, it's like these blocky characters. There's somebody who puts out, it's like a Sopranos version of, is it Tony Hawk Skater, or
Right.
It's so good.
I saw a Sopranos version of Mario 64. That was
okay. Yeah, so good. Tone, you got to get the gabagool off the table or off the roof. And Tony does fucking kick flips.
Fucking King Koopa's come along and he's taken Carmella.
Right. We got to rescue him, Tone. Oh, those video games are the best. Those block animations stink. All right. Very good. There you go. Any other questions? Any other hot questions that you have bubbling over that need our expertise on?
Yes. This is very good and big and serious question from Andrew. It says, why does New Japan Pro Wrestling, the largest CyberAgent promotion, not simply eat the other promotions? And that's, we're all wondering the same thing, but no more to say on that. Again, we're trying to reach out. I don't want to promise anything until it's actually recorded, but we're trying to reach out to people who know more about the situation than us, and hopefully get some more sensible voices, more
insight,
informed voice. Insights, more insight in the situation.
Yes, we are. We have one that has been. Has yours been locked down, Joel?
No, I've got two. I'm pretty confident of getting over the line. I've not recorded them yet, but
I'm recording one on Saturday. Yes. So that should be fun. That should be good. So we got you covered. Right. We'll do our best anyway. We'll do our best.
I suppose we've got to talk about Best of the Super Juniors now, haven't we?
Oh, boy.
It's unfortunate, David, because all the other sensible podcasts are doing either sort of like general shows about the sort of the vibes of Best of the Super Juniors, or doing shows that are recapping multiple nights. Now, of course, I've recapped all the nights on Patreon. So if you want to hear my thoughts about night 5 or night 6 or night 7, get your fucking wallet out and join on Patreon, where there's individual audio reviewing every single of those matches and giving my valuable insight. So go to there and listen to that and do that. But here, we're going to be reviewing night 8 of the Best of the Super Juniors, which was the doggiest of
Oh.
dog days. Like, it's one of those shows you take one look at the arena and the lighting, and you know this is not going to be any good at all.
First of all, that building is like it's so bad it's great. Like the distance between the sections of seating, you could park a fucking semi-trailer truck. It's hilarious. The walls are 90 feet tall. Sound certainly doesn't travel very well in that building. It's.
I think the crowd were sort of held there hostage. I think they were there under duress. They did not seem to enjoy pro wrestling or know what it is or have any kind of vocal response to it.
I know.
They just all looked bemused and like they all wanted to go home.
Yeah. They didn't tell you that
we see our families.
The show was broadcasted from North Korea, Joel. You didn't know that? They did a special stop, and they were ordered to attend said show. Look, let's say that you haven't watched any Best of the Super Junior, and you are like, all right, I'm going to catch up on things. I'm going to dive in this weekend and watch. Do me a favor. This is from me to you because I love you. I love our listeners. And I care about them. I care about them physically, their mental health, emotionally, spiritually, all of it. Do not watch this show. For the love of fucking God, don't watch this show. This is not the show that you want to do. And again, we kind of said, okay, Joel, you're going to take, the daily audio, and when we do a show, whatever the calendar, and we lost. I lost because this show. I've seen independent pro wrestling shows that felt more exciting and more give a fuck than this. This was the typical, the dictionary definition of a night 8 stop in the middle of nowhere, Japan, and we just want to get out of here healthy. We want to get out of here with our wits about us and get to the fucking end of this tour. And if there wasn't a camera in sight, this would have been perfect. Unfortunately, there were cameras and Walker Stewart trying to make sense of it all. And, when he's trying to defend or explain a stuffed animal in a cage, and that somebody, he's doing his best, people. He really is trying. But God fucking...
Simultaneously sending his CV to Paul Levesque and Tony Khan.
Oh, that thing was sent that night. That thing was fired off. Talk of guys at half speed, matches that are like 4 or 5 minutes. Even the longer ones were like, okay. Interference, silliness.
Even the good matches, Damon. I was sitting there ready to take notes. I watched them all, and then I've written nothing. I'm like, well, that was good, but I've absolutely nothing to say about it. No insight.
If you're not a fan of the deathmatch stuff, and even the deathmatch stuff wasn't that gory, but you knew, it just felt like the two guys were like backstage. We're fucking taking the skewers, dude. That'd be fucking awesome. Go home and be like, yeah, we fucking took the skewers from Kasai. It felt like that. It was just it's a blessing and a curse that we're able to watch every single show New Japan Pro Wrestling puts on.
Remember I said at the start of this is not a tour designed to watch to completion.
Nope.
These are exactly the nights that normal people should skip, and here we are ready to analyze it match by match. So,
but that's what we do. I mean, that's what we do. That's what we do. We're here to save you from the dregs of Night 8. All right, let's kick it off.
I genuinely, I'm like, bless the podcasts that do this. I'm not having a go at them, but I just cannot bring myself to record or to listen to stuff where I've just sat down and watched night 8, and I'm firing up the audio, and they're like, right, so let's talk about what happened on night 4. Like, I can't fucking remember what happened on night 4. I don't want to think about what happened on night 4, let alone listen to people talking about what happened on night 4. I really think with this sort of format of a tournament, daily audio, that's the only way to go, because otherwise I don't think anyone cares what happened 6 days ago on a round robin tournament. But here we go. First match, 50-minute time limit. Tatsuya Matsumoto defeated Taisei Nakahara at 7 minutes 5 seconds via knee bar. I think my biggest takeaway here is I enjoy Nakahara, and you can really tell that he's been training for 3 years prior to making his Young Lion debut, because he's really good at everything, like really smooth. There's no flaws that I can notice. Like, he's noticeably better than his peers, and I thought this match was a good showcase of his selling. And Matsumoto, for his part, he's got a singles match coming up against Tiger Mask, which, not for nothing, as you would say, Damon. Tiger Mask has got 7 matches left in his career, and one of them being a singles match against Tatsuya Matsumoto. That's nice. That's a nice feather in the cap for the young lion to be able to do that. I think that's cool.
I noticed 2 things. One, for having just a handful of singles matches, I thought, he looked smooth, like not rushed, not lost. Again, we're not doing anything overly complicated, but that was nice. Both guys, actually. Do you have any idea how long this match went?
7 minutes.
7 minutes. Now, that might not seem like a ton of time, right? 7 minutes. And I'm quickly going to go through just times, if you don't mind. Just stay with me here. There was a multi-man tag match next that went 8 minutes. There was next match went 9 minutes. The following match went 6 minutes, close to 7. Next up, 11 minutes. Next up, 7 minutes. Next up, close to 10 minutes. Next up, 12 minutes. My point being is this. They got just as much time as everybody else, it felt like. Shave off a minute or two and entrances and all that nonsense. Like either that's a blessing in the sense of, okay, we're going to really see what the kids got, or it's, what are we doing this entire show? You would expect it to be a 3-minute match given the times that I just rattled off. 7 minutes. And it's not bad. Honestly, truth be told, Joel, again, it's not like they went out there and put on this fucking mat classic. It wasn't a bad match. And all things considered, considering who they are and what they are and where they are on the card and everything else, one of the better things on the show.
Yeah, I was going to say, David, this is a lovely palate cleanser. I'll take this Young Lions going at it for 7 minutes any day of the week over fucking stuffed animals and stinky socks and interference weapon shenanigans. Like, this is comparatively great compared to some of the dross that we saw later on the show.
Yeah, the nonsense that you like. Again, if you're fed up with nonsense, this match might be that palate cleanser that you needed. Unfortunately, it's the first thing on the fucking show, so you can turn it off after that.
Yeah, just watch this show and then don't watch anything else. Right, the second match was a 6-man tag match where we had Hartley Jackson, Ryohei Oiwa, Kosei Fujita defeating Masatori Yasuda, Toriyano Valiente Jr. 8 minutes 20 seconds. Hartley Jackson got the pin over Yasuda following a senton. So this is a preview for the upcoming Fujita versus Valiente main event on Friday, which is an interesting choice of main event, particularly putting Valiente Jr. in a main event. And I don't think we've seen the best of Valiente. He's 2-4 at the moment. Maybe it's the injury that he's working through. And there's also, and I'm sure a lot of it is the fact that he's just not had that much experience in big singles matches. And a lot of these wrestlers have been sent to work Super Junior so they can get that experience under their belt. And it tells, they're still figuring things out, adapting to a new roster, new style. So it's a steep learning curve. And again, that's what these guys are sent here for. It's perhaps not fair to expect the finished product immediately. I did prefer it when they did send wrestlers who were the finished product to the best of Super Juniors, and it was better to watch, and the matches were of a high quality. But all the time, I'm hoping for something more from Valiente during his main event on Friday with Fujita. Also, there's one thing about him. He's got this little slit in his mask about where his nose is, and it opens and closes when he speaks, and it looks like a tiny mouth, and it's just really distracting. It looks really, really silly. Fujita, he's 3-3. So for his part, I think Fujita's been really good on this tour. He's shown a lot more versatility than last year. He's worn a lot of different hats, and I think he's just shown a lot more range than last year's tournament, where it felt in 2025 Best of the Super Juniors, he was just like young babyface ace .text. But I think he's lived up more to the young punk moniker this year. He's added some sandpaper, particularly against Watto, where I think he beat some fire into him, beat some fire out of him, as I predicted. I said that's a pair and I really enjoyed, and I expected that match to be really good, and I thought it was really good. You don't think it was as good as I thought it was, but all the same, I think Kosei Fujita has been one of the more enjoyable entrants in this Super Juniors.
Oh, he's been the MVP, in my mind, and rightfully so, and I think everyone figured he would be a absolute focal point of the tournament. So yeah, he's been an MVP. Again, don't get me wrong, I didn't hate the match. I think it's more of, I don't know, I Watto just I struggle, but fair enough. Again, I didn't hate it, but yeah, I feel like a lot more people are loving it more than I did. That's for sure.
So third match was 8-man tag with Tiger Mask, Master Watto, Yusuke Taguchi, Nick Wayne, defeating the team of Gedo, Daiki Nagai, Robbie X, and Titan. So Nick Wayne got the pin over Gedo, 9 minutes 48 seconds following Wayne's World. So this was a preview match for upcoming matches between Robbie X versus Taguchi, Daiki Nagai versus Master Watto, and Titan versus Nick Wayne. So I'll just sort of briefly touch on all of those guys and stuff that's happened with them recently. Taguchi has now got his side parting, which he is happening as a result of him losing his match against Fujita, where that was the stakes going into it. The loser of that match has to have a side parting for 69 days. He has done about what I expected on this tour. There's not a huge amount to analyse with Yusuke Taguchi. Robbie X definitely has been my MVP for this tournament. There was a really interesting discussion about him on the latest We Work Stiff show, where they were comparing him to Ninja Mac. And I think the key difference here is that Ninja Mac just wants to do gifable spots. He wants to do stuff that people are going to clip and make into a gif and put on Twitter and become a meme. He wants to become a meme. Whereas Robbie X actually wants to have and does have good wrestling matches that have some drama and back and forth and make his opponents look good and make the crowd feel something. So again, I'm really, really enjoying Robbie X's work so far on this tour, even though he does look like a weird little goblin man, but I think that's a positive. I think that makes him more relatable and doesn't seem to be a barrier or an obstacle to the fans getting behind him. So I really do think this is like a coming out for Robbie X, and think New Japan are going to see a lot of upside in him for the future.
Oh yeah.
Who else? Who else was in this match? Daiki Nagai. So I thought really enjoyed Daiki Nagai, his match against Akira. I thought he took a big step forward there. He was given a lot more time to actually have a little story in a match and connect with the crowds, playing off of Akira's angry bully persona. So I'm very curious to see if Daiki Nagai picks up any points in his final matches. Although, to be honest, that's not as important to me as the performances. And the longer that this losing streak goes on, I'd argue the bigger the crowd investment is to want to see Nagai finally pick up some points because of all the heart and the guts that he's shown. Yep. Master Watto, also in this match, he had his annual banger. Well, I thought it was a banger against Fujita. Told everyone he would. I've been saying it all year. They're obviously good friends in real life and working really hard to make it a memorable match and a heated rivalry. But I need to see Watto do the same against guys who are not Kosei Fujita. Honestly, I'd like to see Watto heal it up a bit against the guy. I want to see him like big dogging the kid and let that trickle down nature of New Japan trainee bullying do its thing. But again, like you, wouldn't you say jury's out on Watto? I am out on Master Watto just because he's so inconsistent, and having one great match a year against Kosei Fujita is not really going to change my mind on that.
Right,
I think
exactly.
it's largely down to confidence with Watto. I think perhaps if the company were like, look, you're the guy, put an arm around his shoulder, we're going to get behind you, you're winning Super Juniors, you're going to win the title, you're going to wrestle this guy, and beat them in big matches, then he might actually perform better than he is at the moment. But he just seems like a guy who sort of insecurity and lack of confidence causes a negative effect on his performances.
Yeah, and that's not a good attribute to have as a pro wrestler. Sorry.
No. Yeah, absolutely not. Who else was in this match that I want to talk about? Titan, right? Titan, he's fucking great. He should be pushed more, but he won't be. Nick Wayne, he is doing really well. I'm sure he's learning a ton from this tour. He's making good impressions backstage, but I still don't like him. I don't care about him. I'm sorry, I just don't. I've got to be honest. Again, this is not a critique of what he's doing in his wrestling matches. His wrestling is absolutely fine for a person of his age and experience. So this is not a critique of what he's doing. I'm not saying he's a bad wrestler or will not become a future star. I'm sure he will be. I just don't like him. So I'm sorry. I've got to be honest with that. And he waves his arms around too much. He's too theatrical. Don't like the guy. Sorry.
I like him. I'm going to tell you right now. I think he has if there's a blessing in night 8 or up into night 8, I think Nick Wayne has been a pleasant surprise for me in this tournament. Like, I think he's done very well for himself, and I'll go so far as to say this, Joe. I would have no problem having him back.
Yeah, well, fair enough. Again, I'm not going to argue either of those points.
Master Watto or Nick Wayne?
Oh, God. Don't. I'm not making that choice.
You're making the choice. I need it.
Michael Elgin, I would rather have.
Oh, wow! Big Mike! making a return.
A call back to when you put me on the spot and made me choose between him and Sonata. I would complain more about Best of Super Juniors being used as this kind of like mini excursion finishing school for other promotions prospects. But the junior division is quite shallow at the moment. And if it can be used as a back scratch situation to get favours down the line, then so be it, at least until the CyberAgent slush fund kicks in and we can handpick the very best junior heavyweights from around the world to make an actual bests of the Super Juniors.
There you go. I'll take Nick Wayne every day of the week. And I'd be curious. I'll bet you if you posted that on our Discord, I bet you more people would want Nick Wayne than Master Watto.
Oh, I'm sure. I know I'm in the minority here.
Really? Okay.
Again, I've just got to be completely honest and give all those caveats that I think he's doing really well and he's good.
He's not for you. He's not for you.
Yeah. He's not for me. Right now, for more things that weren't for me. Okay, let's talk about the B block. B for bad. So we started off fourth match. We had Yoshinobu Kanemaru, who was 2-2, against Daisuke Sasaki, who was 3-2. Kanemaru got the win here, 6 minutes, 47 seconds via figure 4 leg lock. This was your two lovable, drunk scumbag uncles going at it at a wedding, fighting over the last bit of money in the bar tab. I like that Kanemaru's second-hand whiskey spit gave Sasaki special powers. It was like out of what's that film, Drunken Master 2, when Jackie Chan is having the fight at the steel factory and drinks all of that industrial strength alcohol to help him kick the shit out of his enemies. That is a lot more enjoyable than this match was. I was a bit let down by this. I was hoping they'd come up with something a bit funnier, a bit more creative, but it just felt a bit lazy and tropey and
slow.
Interference. It was just no better than what House of Torture usually do. I had high hopes from Sasaki because I was getting the impression that he was a guy who just did the House of Torture stuff better than House of Torture do it by actually doing some good wrestling and a bit of creativity and changing things up a bit. But yeah, this was just
6 minutes of nothing. And it felt like they were double parked outside, just couldn't wait to get the fuck out of the ring. You know?
Kanemaru left the engine running. He was like, come on, let's
speed. Yeah, we'll get out of here. And when I mean speed it up, they slowed it down. This was
didn't want to turn the engine off because the air conditioning. I want the car to be nice and cool. It's quite hot these days.
Yeah, I understand. Listen. This was just like I'll never get those 6 minutes back. You're just waiting for something. Figure 4. A figure 4. We tapped out to a figure 4. All right. And listen, 2026. We're tapping out to the figure 4. All right. In 6 minutes.
Then it gets worse. We had the next B Block tournament match, which was Sho, who was 3-2, going against Hyo, who was 2-2. 11 minutes and 13 seconds. Sho wins by cross arm breaker. It started off bad with Hyo trying to rescue Myeon from the cage.
Don't say that.
Lest we forget, right?
Never say those words again. No, it gives me douche chills. I fucking hate it. No.
You get the ick. You get the ick from
the ick. Is that what it is? Yeah. What is it? Meow. What is it?
Myeon. Myon.
Oh.
Myeon. No, David, you're missing a key facet of the storyline here, which was that yesterday in the backstage segments, Sho farted on Myeon when Myeon was stuck in the cage.
I did see that.
That's the kind of stakes we like to see in our New Japan pro wrestling. It just got worse from there.
You farted. Seriously, I want you to just stop and I want that to digest in your head. That thought. This feud is built around a guy who kidnapped a stuffed animal, and to raise the heat level, he farted on said caged stuffed animal. What fucking planet are we on?
CyberAgent, please save us.
Please save us.
When's the check coming? Because I can't do this anymore. We had wrench spots, we had ref bumps. This was just absolute dog shit.
Dog shit. I'm telling you flat out. I was 2 seconds away from canceling my subscription to New Japan World. It stunk so bad. Again, this whole fucking feud, apropos, is built around a fart. Yes, that's what I think about this match, and everything surrounding it. A big, stinky, noisy fart. Just terrible. And
why does everyone have to have a shit gimmick in this tournament? Why can't they just wrestle normally?
I don't know. Like again, with the and everything was just like super slop. The ref seeing every bit of it with the fucking wrench, and the fucking we're holding the cage as we slam our arm into the fucking everything looked terrible. Oh God Almighty! Somebody fucking.
Hyo's a Dragon Gate wrestler. He's not a DDT wrestler. This is the thing. Mike Spears, who does the Voice Gate Dragon Gate podcast on Voice of Wrestling, said that Hyo is doing like 500 times more Myeon stuff in this tournament than he ever has in Dragon Gate. So what is it about him coming to do this tournament, which is supposed to be the best of the Super Juniors, where he's just absolutely hamming it up? Now, I thought he'd done well up until this point. Maybe just over-indexing what is just basically a bad night at the office and a stop on the tour where everyone just couldn't really be bothered and is just trying to get through it with as little physical exertion as possible. So
this might be, I'm going to be honest with you, if we have a worst match of the year poll, this absolutely is running away with it. This was not only the worst match so far this year in New Japan Pro Wrestling. This match, two wrestlers would have to get in the ring and literally shit on each other's chests for anything to be worse than this. This was just the fucking worst. My head's going to explode how bad this fucking was. I hated every second of it. And I swear to God, I know people... listen, I get it. I know it's night 8. And I know the overarching thought is they wanted to get the fuck out of Dodge and get out of there with no injuries. And all, that's what it felt like. This was... Would you show this match to anyone who was even remotely interested in pro wrestling?
I think my children might enjoy it.
Really? I think they would look at you like you had two fucking heads and be like,
that. You know what? Should we do that? I'm going to do that.
I swear to God, please do it.
Thought exercise. I'm going to make them watch it and I'll record their thoughts on it.
Here's what's going to happen. less than 2 minutes in, they're going to be like, I'm going outside and playing because this is absolute fucking nonsense. Even a child would look at this and be like, really, Dad? Really? But I look forward to that. I really do, because I think they'll just be like, Dad, you're a goofball, because this is horrible.
Okay, then we had El Desperado, who is 3-2 against Jacob Austin Young, who's 2-3. This went 7 minutes 37 seconds, and Despy won by, well, it says on the website Pinche Low. I think he probably means Pinche Loco. But this was slightly better. Jacob Austin Young, he sort of reminds me a lot of Jay White in terms of the match structure, where he sort of like blindsides the opponent early on before the bell. There's lots of the ringside chair bowling and Zane Jay interference to basically set up the dynamics of the match with Jacob Austin Young dominating. And I thought he did pretty well working from on top, which didn't make for the most exciting back and forth match, and the crowd didn't seem to give a shit, and it was like 95% Jay in control, and then Despy just suddenly did a couple of moves and won the match. So, it's a training exercise to have Jacob Austin Young work as a dominant heel. Great. As an exciting wrestling match, not so much.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, 2 minutes of this fucking match was nonsense on the outside. Like, every match had a nice little taste of nonsense. It's really, really fucking great. From all the alcohol spitting, whiskey spitting, swigs of spitting whiskey in people's faces, to we're having a feud over a stuffed animal, to we're going to brawl for 2 minutes outside the ring, and then when we get in there, we're going to just fucking go home. And then, next is a sock. Yeah. God bless us all.
Yeah. I honestly, we're giving this show more time than it deserves, to be honest. Then we had Shishida, who was 1-4 against Yo, who is 3-2. I honestly, the most interesting part of this match was when Yo sat down between those two ladies in the crowd and watching their mixture of emotions, where they were like trying to contain themselves and remain demure, but they were like giddy with excitement of the fact that Yo was sitting next to them, and like they didn't know what to do with themselves. Like they were positively vibrating with the thrill of having a superstar like Yo sat next to them. So that was more interesting than most of this match. Honestly, I thought I was going to hate this, but I actually quite enjoyed it towards the end. I knew there was going to be sock shenanigans because Kushida's been doing that the whole tour. And again, I don't know why. It's infuriating why so many wrestlers on this tour need to have some sort of obnoxious gimmick rather than just doing wrestling. Kushida, you're good. You're really good at wrestling. You're demeaning yourself by doing stuff with your stinky socks. Yo said before he was going to do something gross and perverted with the stinky socks, and he did that. And I just thought, guys, you were having a good match before that. This is beneath one of you at least. What they worked around the stinky sock spots, I thought was quite an interesting technical match with good grappling and transitions and limb work and reversals, but stinky socks,
like Yo, he's been in more matches where I've just been like, oh, all right, yeah, Kushida. I don't understand any of this. I don't understand the need for it. Like, seriously, are there people sitting at home like, now this is what I fucking signed up for? Again, you know what it is? It feels like we have a long stretch. We got weeks. We have to be together, and they're bored, and they're like, all right, let's just do silliness. You know what I mean? Like, they're just bored. Yeah.
This show was not designed to be watched by anyone. No. Not even the fans who bought tickets.
I feel sorry for them.
Okay, then we had Robbie Eagles defeat Taiji Ishimori, 12 minutes 6 seconds. Ron Miller special. This was fine. This was good wrestling.
This is good,
but it's not. This is nothing that I haven't seen a million times before from both of them. So again, they worked it like you would work a night 8 semi-main event with someone you've worked with 6 or 7 times before. I don't. What do you want from me? What do you want me to say?
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I mean, was the Ron Miller special fine? The 450 splash fine. I mean, there was stuff in there that you can appreciate, but let's be honest here. Both guys were probably half speed, if that. In some cases with Ishimori,
it was they took segments of the junior tag title match that they wrestled against each other a few weeks ago. You remember that? It was Ishimori and Robbie X against Eagles and Fujita. So they just copy pasted all those segments where they were in the ring together, but just wrestled them half speed.
Right. You probably, it feels about right. Yeah. I mean, this was, again, on paper, you would think, again, I'm going to blame the environment. Let's blame the environment of Night 8. You just want to get out in and out safely. And I think everybody took that advice and hammered it home. Unfortunately, we watched it.
And then the main event was an A-block tournament match with Francesco Akira defeating Jun Kasai 30 minutes and 1 second via crown fall. This was quite good relative to the other matches on the cards. I had expected more. I really thought Akira was going to go crazy here and do some really violent stuff. And there was a bit of it. Like, he did the skewers and everything, and he was bleeding, and Walker Stewart came up with a funny line and said, Akira looks like the Italian flag. So that was amusing. But again, it was just like a sort of a Diet Coke version of
great
guys have been doing on the tour.
Right.
I think they've both been really good. Like, Jun Kasai has been great, and I've really enjoyed the deathmatch stuff. I find him very funny and entertaining. He's got a lot of charisma. Akira, I think, has probably been in maybe like the top three. I'd probably say him, Fujita, and Robbie X have been the three best performers so far. And he's just really grown into this persona of being just a little shit and a bully without explicitly breaking any rules, and difficult to pull off looking like Francesco Akira does, but he does it with such like ferocity and intensity that I buy it. I think it's great. It really suits him. But yeah. Over to you.
Look, it's not one of the best death matches you'll see, that's for sure. We're all building up to the skewer spots, and everybody got their time getting jabbed with skewers in the top of their head. And again, not even close to the best Jun Kasai match, not even close to the best Akira match. They had fun, it felt like two guys, Zane J, Akira, got to check things off their pro wrestling. Wouldn't it be awesome to do X? They got to check that off. Good for them. It was nice. Match was decent. Certainly wasn't gory. It certainly was, like, again, the skewer spot. Everybody fucking, we get it. Fucking wood.
Yeah,
being
desensitized to it by now.
A little bit. But again, I'm not getting fucking skewers jabbed into my skull. That being said, I don't. It was a decent match, and no matter how you want to slice it, like, how was it from a deathmatch perspective? Really wasn't that deathmatchy.
Diet deathmatch.
What's that? It's not a deathmatch, but you have a deathmatch wrestler. You know what I mean? Like, you would. I don't know. Listen. Okay.
Deathmatch light.
Deathmatch light.
Only 2 calories.
Diet Coke deathmatch. Yeah, it was a Diet Coke deathmatch. And again, if a referee is going to allow skewers in a match, then why not, if you're the wrestler, say, okay, well, we're going to do this crazy spot because in the grand scheme of things, we can get away with it. No.
I did like, it's just occurred to me that the fork was a weapon that had been used to traumatize Akira when he was feuding with the War Dogs a couple of years ago. You remember Driller Maloney had the bandolier of forks, and they really carved up Akira, so he's sort of like taken ownership of the fork.
Well, he stole it from June, right?
He did, yes, but I've also, as I've thought about it, I've realized that Akira has history with a fork.
Okay, he's Abdul the Butcher. All right.
All right, well, that's it then. I will endeavour to get the Night 9 review out. So there's a show happening tomorrow in Toyama, the Takaoka Techno Dome. It sounds like some sort of disco scenario.
I think
so I'll try and get that out. And then
I think the Shaman are playing there, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, no, sorry, I've got this wrong. No, the Friday show is Niigata. So Niigata, that's like that's proper, isn't it? There's like actual people there. Saturdays is in Toyama at the Takaoka Techno Dome. So that is also the same day of the Champions League final. So I may be sitting in my hotel room the night after the match, recording some audio about Best of the Super Juniors Night 10 from the Toyama Takaoka Techno Dome. If I'm doing that, something's gone badly wrong. So you may or may not get that on Saturday night. You might have to wait till Sunday, possibly Monday for that one. But just throwing that out. Yeah, or there might be some other audio to enjoy on Saturday evening. Who knows? It could go a number of ways. I might take my microphone with me. I don't know. I've not decided yet. We'll see.
Just leave it home. Enjoy. Come on. If they win, you're going to be fucking up all night. Come on.
The parade the next day as well.
Right. Come on. Just leave that fucking microphone. They'll be okay. People will be okay. You know, it's only $10. I would expect. All right, very good. I'll like I said, I got my thing Saturday. We'll get that going, and hopefully we'll get a little bit more perspective of the buyout, if you will, of New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Give me a prediction, Damon, for Saturday's match.
Arsenal wins 2-1.
Do I have to give a prediction as well?
Please.
I played the match on EA FC 25, the football game that used to be FIFA. I was playing as Arsenal, obviously, and it turned into a really stressful 4-4 draw where PSG scored, and then I got an equaliser, and then they scored again before half-time, and they scored again early in the second half, so I was 3-1 down. Managed to pull it back to 3-3 with a very late equaliser. Then extra time, they scored a goal, I scored a goal, went to penalty shootout. I missed the first 2 penalties, but then saved the next hit and scored the next 3, so got a narrow 3-2 win on penalties. I don't want any of that, please, on Saturday. Just give me like a scummy 1-0 win where we score a goal from a corner and everyone gets really annoyed with us. That's
I gotta see what time this is on for East Coast. Champions League final. Oh, look at that.
At midday, I reckon. Yeah.
Probably. Yeah, it says noon. All right. I'll watch. I'm going to watch. After I do my my thing, I'm going to watch. They're going to win, dude. 2-1. You got it. Enjoy. Have a great time.
Hi, I'm Case Lowe, co-host of the Open the Voice Gate podcast. The one question I'm constantly asked when it comes to Dragon Gate is, how do I get into the promotion? Well, stop asking and start listening to the Open the Voice Gate podcast, released every Wednesday on the Voices of Wrestling podcasting network. For exclusive news and show reviews, look no further than the leader in Dragon Gate coverage, Open the Voice Gate.
Hey, sweetie, your mother showed me this Carvana thing for selling the car. I'm going to give it a try. Wish me luck. Me again. I put in the license plate. It gave me an offer. Unbelievable. Okay, I accepted the offer. They're picking it up Tuesday from the driveway. I haven't even left my chair. It's done. The car is gone. I'm holding a check. Anyway, Carvana, give it a whirl. Love ya.
So good, you'll want to leave a voicemail about it. Sell your car today on Carvana. Pickup fees may apply.
Most people don't realize how much their personal information is being bought and sold every day. Data brokers are making billions, pulling details about you from public records and the internet, and then packaging and selling it, usually without your consent. That's how your information lands in the hands of scammers, spammers, even stalkers. It's why you get endless robocalls and why ads seem to follow you everywhere. That's where Aura comes in. Aura actively removes your data from broker sites and keeps it off. They also instantly alert you if your information shows up in a breach or on the dark web. But Aura goes beyond data protection. With one app, you get a VPN, antivirus, password manager, spam call protection, dark web monitoring, and even up to $5 million in identity theft insurance, all backed by 24/7 US-based fraud support. Other companies might sell just credit monitoring or just a VPN. Aura gives you all of it, together, at the same price competitors charge for just one service. Start your free trial today at aura.com/remove. Protect yourself now at aura.com/remove.